welcome. So,
How did Greenville do last night?
Greenville won last night. It was a good game.
Good deal.
Yeah, it was.
Girls
won. It was a good game all around.
Good deal.
So we bought our kids a Jeep today.
Say what?
We bought our kids a Jeep today.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's it was really an interesting experience because I went in there trying to be the practical one, saying, "Oh, nope, that's something we can't really afford to do." And Aaron's like, "Oh, but I think we can." Okay,
that's backwards.
It was way backwards. It was really, really. I was blown away.
Well, A, I'm going to try to get into her head. A, it's for the kids, and B, I get to drive a Jeep.
I think that was more of what it was. I brought it home. I brought one home yesterday. Gabby and I went down there to drive one, and he let us bring it home and let them do it. And it was older and loose and that kind of stuff. And then when they went back, and I said, "There's another one there you might want to look at." Well, that's the one. It was more expensive, but
What color was it?
It was dark green.
How'd you do on it?
Like, what do you mean?
Did you get a good deal?
We got a good deal, yeah. I mean,
Ryan Staten.
We got a payment that's
on Sports
under
Radio
$250, so I mean,
WSMG,
we couldn't beat that. We couldn't pass that up.
Pioneer.
That's very affordable.
Yeah.
Of the Pioneer Sports Network.
Of course, I was going in hoping that we could get something around 200, but I lost because Aaron really liked it. So I lost.
Oh well. You can eat at McDonald's once a week.
Realty and auction. The red, white, and blue Marathon Quick Stop Autos. Your Greenville Light and Power System. Mortgage Investors Group. Corley's Pharmacy. Gateway 4 Nissan. Greenville Federal Bank.
Dunks it home. Slams it in. One. Here comes Corey Poindexter. Alley-oop. Rebound. Tipped around. Jeter got it. Scored it. Pioneers win.
And now, Pioneer basketball with the voice of the Pioneers.
The Pioneers are closing out the home portion of this home stand here tonight as we close out the month of January. Hello again, everyone. Brian Staten. Glad you could be with us again for another day of Pioneer basketball. Closing out the month of January with the third straight home game, their fifth and sixth games, and then the month of February, 5 games on the road. So enjoy this. Home has not really been as kind to the women's team. They fell to 6-12 overall, 4-10 in the conference this past Wednesday with an 80-55 loss to Anderson, although leading at the half and going up 6 in the opening minute of the second half, but then not scoring for the rest of the half. And as a matter of fact, went about 10 minutes without scoring and giving up a 33-0 run over a 12-minute span. A 6-point lead fell into a 27-point deficit by the time we were into the fourth quarter. The 4-game home losing streak is their longest losing streak since they dropped 4 in a row back in the 16-17 year, but they haven't lost 5 in a row at home since they lost 6 straight back in 2001. Pioneers have led it in halftime in each of their last 8 games, with leads ranging from 2 points to 17 points, but Tusculum has won just 3 of those 8 games to this point, being outscored plus 20 in the second half of their 5 losses. It is a team that just hasn't, I say all that to say this, they just haven't been as consistent offensively as they have wanted to be. Maybe that turns it around just a little bit today. We'll see if some of the players who are starting to get back into form after some COVID and some injuries by the midseason will help. Meanwhile, for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears, they enter the week after 4 straight losses, facing 3 road games in a span of just about 6 days. The Bears have turned things around. They have a victory at Lincoln Memorial Monday and at Mars Hill Wednesday. Those wins boosted LR to 6-10 overall and 5-9 in the league, putting them into sole possession of 8th place in the conference standings. And Emily Harmon and junior forward Brandy Hudson have been electric for Coach Graham Smith in his second season. They are 7th and 8th in scoring, with Hudson averaging at just about 16 points a game, Harmon just under 16 points per contest, and has the ability to go off for 30-plus at any time, like the 35-point game she had against Anderson. It is a Lenoir-Rhyne Bear team, very, very dangerous. A Pioneer team that handled them the first time they played. As a matter of fact, of the 2 wins for the Pioneers here over the last month and a half, one of them is against the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Back in December, right before the Christmas break, right before they played Wingate on the road, Tusculum won at 58-48. Their defense was good. Their defense, which has been sliding a bit here of late, needs to really step it up in today's game. We'll find out and how they do that when we hear from Pioneer coach Megan Price when we come back on the other side of this. Today it's Tusculum, it's Lenoir-Rhyne, it's Pioneer basketball here from Pioneer Arena on the Pioneer Sports Network.
In 1970,
30 seconds.
Does this Jeep have Sirius?
It has that capability, but truthfully, we have it on our phones on the app, so you just plug it in, and that's how you can play it.
that stay here
I just figured that would be important to teenagers.
so local
It
means
is,
convenient.
yes.
We live
Very
here,
much
we
so.
work here, we serve you right here at Gateway Ford and Gateway Nissan Highway 11E in Greenville.
This is the Pioneer pregame show on the Pioneer Sports Network. Tusculum versus Lenoir-Rhyne. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers.
We welcome you back into the Pioneer Tip-Off Show. Today it's Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne, joined by Pioneer coach Megan Price, who's Pioneers coming off the loss to Anderson, where it was Jekyll and Hyde, you know, hot and cold. It looked real good, and then we just couldn't finish, in that contest. And I think there was that frustration factor for the team. But man, they continue to fight.
Yeah, they did.
And I think
They did.
that was the most important thing.
That was a big thing, and I called a couple of timeouts, throughout that stretch trying to get us, rallied up. But I probably could have done a little bit better job subbing and trying to get some different looks in there. And so I'm going to do that today early on just so we can feel more rested, because I know a lot of our girls were tired at the end of that game. And it's tough because as a coach, I saw that success last year, not subbing as much, but I think it's a different ball game this year, and I'm going to have to adapt to that, especially going into the tournament where you're playing back-to-back, and we need to get some people some experience, and so I think, today's as good a day of any to do something like that.
It's been good to see, how our guard play has been because Sophie hits the shot the other day, but I think it's just now, pick your poison. Let's just go ahead and find out, get the right shot selection. But I think that guard play has really improved as we've gone along. There can be differences there, but I think, just her just kind of being steady, being back, and I think just getting her legs back has been a big thing. And then Jordan's been injured, so we have to consider the fact that she may not be still 100%, and, against maybe two of the best guards in the league. They got a real baptism this past week already.
Yeah, we did, and I think it's huge having Sophie back, and especially defensively for us. It helps us so much. And I went back and looked, and realized I kept her on the bench for a long time in that first half and probably should have put her back in defensively and gave somebody a rest. And the same thing with Bree, trying to get her a little bit of rest because I know she's been running. Basically, we're running her at the point guard position a lot of times, which creates even more of a mismatch for people and trying to figure out how they're going to guard, But I thought our kids adapted too, because they sagged off people against Anderson too. So that was huge for us to adapt pretty quick and make those adjustments, really. And so that was big for us.
It's an LR team that, the last time we played them, it was just kind of a weird game. I felt it was a difficult game for our girls to get adjusted to how it was going to be called. And I think that was the biggest thing that kind of, we lost a little bit of that momentum, got that victory. And then it's a team that had come in losers of four games coming into this week, but they've really rallied. They've come back. They've won 2 straight this week. Yeah. And one of them was at LMU. Not an easy place, for anybody to play. Yeah. And then Emily Harmon is a guard that just scares me to death because she could go off for almost 40 just about any game.
Yeah, and that little run and floater she has, you just never know if it's going in or not. Yeah. And so we're going to guard it a little different today than we did the last time with the high ball screen and try to get something different out of that. And, we worked on it yesterday and this morning, but I think that'll be big how we defend her coming off that high ball screen and defend that floater because she loves it so much. And lots of times, if she misses that, she gets it over the rim and the big, rebounds. And so those are all things that we went over and talked about that hopefully if we can defend that, you can defend them. And then you have to have great transition defense against them, too, because they really love to push in transition. So that's going to be huge for us. And
it's not a team that likes to defend, but what they do well is play hard. And I think that starts with Hudson in the paint. And I was impressed with Lindstrom the last time I played. Just, still a young player trying to figure it out. But you have to really be aware where they are because they get a missed shot, they're going to be attacking the glass. Right. How difficult will it be, I guess, to be mentally into the contest on both ends of the floor all game long?
I think it's going to be huge. That 40 minutes thing we keep talking about, which is why I really want to dip into the bench today so that we're really probably talking 30 to 35 minutes, maybe even 25 to 30 for some players. just so we can have that focus. And I know those bench kids are ready to get in and give us some big minutes, and so hopefully that'll spur some energy on. But that focus is going to be crucial, knowing the scout and understanding every possession what we have to do. And they do play very hard defensively, and they're up in you a lot of times and creating turnovers in that way, even in the half court, and just scrappy. But if you can withstand that and get those rotations and get ball movement, you're going to get open looks, so we got to knock down shots.
Analytics would say you sag and force them to take some threes, today. But do you risk doing that?
He's starting a different lineup, and so he switched some things up too, and a couple of kids that he has in the lineup can shoot it a little bit better.
Yeah.
And so, we're looking at that, but I think still at the same time, that's a chance you take in a situation to where you have somebody like Harmon who's always trying to get downhill when she catches it a lot of times. And just that post play. I think it's almost better to sag and then take a chance on somebody beating you from the three and force those contested shots.
Because I think Hudson can hurt us a little bit.
I do too.
How do you defend her today?
We're going to, trap and dig a little bit and kind of, just hound in there because we are going to sag off on some people. And depending on who he has in and personnel and knowing the scout's going to be big for us. Because if we can do those things, I think we can shut her down. And, we're going to send her back to the middle a lot and not allow her to go baseline like she likes to do. And so some of that will help us out too.
Yeah, some of the schedule coming up here for this team, you have to look at it, start maybe a little bit of a glance at the conference standings just for a moment. You got to take care of business. So in order for the start of this great run we're getting ready to have, what needs to be key for the Pioneers tonight?
For us, we've just been saying next play, next game. Finishing every possession, and if something goes wrong in a possession, next possession, and we've kind of started the motto that we're all we got and we're all we need, and so there is that belief system. Like everybody from the outside looking in, it is hard to believe if you're a Tusculum Pioneer fan. And so for us, we have to create that culture of belief right now, because if you go on a run here and then you knock somebody off in the tournament you weren't supposed to knock off and you have a chance to win the conference championship again, and we have those people who can get it done, nobody's talking about what happened during regular season. Everybody's talking about the ring. And so that's what we're trying to keep that focus of just next play, next game, and, finish possessions out.
We'll see you after.
All right. Thank you.
Pioneer coach Megan Price, the Pioneers and the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears getting set for a South Atlantic Conference duel here from Pioneer Arena. Tusculum and LR, your Pioneer tip-off show, transitions to tip-off. That's when we return with more Pioneer basketball next here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Your Pioneer pregame show transitions to tip-off. Was that a reminder for me to change the bumpers?
Arrive. This message brought to you by your...
Nope.
If it was, it worked.
Nope, that was just, that was just
basketball.
You. That was you. That was all you.
It worked. It reminded me.
Andrew Johnson Bank, Hometown Realty and Auction, Marathon Quick Stop Markets, your Greenville Light and Power System,
Mortgage Investors Group,
Corley's Pharmacy, Gateway Ford, Nissan. And now, with the call, the voice of the Pioneers,
Jayla Arnwine being awarded her 1,000th point basketball award here this evening. Congratulations to Jayla, becoming the 20th player in school history to join the 1,000-point club here at Tusculum. That's a great moment. Accomplishing that really in the first half, one of her best halves of the season against Anderson this past Wednesday, and it was a phenomenal first half of play. All right, so today the Tusculum Pioneers and the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears getting together. Tusculum here at home has won 4 straight against LR. I've won 9 straight overall, which was amazing when I went back and looked at this, to see this series. But it's the truth. Tusculum has won 4 straight here, and at LR they've won 5 straight, and they are 16-8 all time against the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Here's your starting 5. For LR, they'll start Hannah McClung, a 5'5 sophomore from Buckhannon, West Virginia, out of Buckhannon Upshur High School. Megan Lansadell, the 6' sophomore out of Stamford, Connecticut, by way of Western Kentucky. Brandy Hudson leading the team in scoring at 16 points a game, the 5'10 junior from Chicago, Illinois, Kankakee Community College. Emily Harmon is a scary type guard, a sophomore out of Chesapeake, Virginia, out of Veritas Collegiate Academy. And Maddie Dillinger, a 6'2 freshman out of Waxhaw, North Carolina, from Cuthbertson High School, coached by Graham Smith in his second year, his 9th season overall with 147 wins, looking for his first victory against the Tusculum Pioneers ever. For the Pioneers, they will come in here with Alyssa Walker in your starting five, the 5'11 junior out of Maryville, Tennessee, out of William Blount High School by way of Western Carolina. Just picking up her 1,000th point of her career Wednesday, Jayla Arnwine, the 5'6 graduate from Knoxville out of Bearden High School. Brianna Dixon, the 6-foot sophomore from Decatur, Georgia, out of Duluth High School by way of Walter State. Sophie Henry, the 5'7 junior from Sevierville, Tennessee, out of Gatlinburg-Pittman High School by way of Trevecca Nazarene. And Maya Belton, the 5'10 senior guard out of Blythewood, South Carolina, out of Westwood High School in that starting five for the Pioneers, who are coached by Megan Price, who starts her second season for the Pioneers. Assisted by Evelyn Parsons, Alex Bowling, Yana Mooring, and Dominic St. Louis for Tusculum. It's 6-12 on the year. They're 4-10 in the league, and they are looking for some help. And I guess what I mean by that somewhat is the fact that it's a team that needs some help in terms of qualifying for the South Atlantic Conference Tournament. 9 games remaining, and the Pioneers, need to go probably 60, 70% the rest of the way. And so when you take a look at it from that perspective, it's a team that kind of has to get the job done. And so tonight, hopefully, or this afternoon, is hopefully the start for the Pioneers. Our officials for today, good to see Cheryl Ball. I haven't seen her very much this season. Cheryl Ball here, Lee Hughes, along with Megan Downs, our officials for this afternoon's basketball doubleheader. Game 2 of our doubleheader, Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne will be coming your way at the conclusion here of game number 1. All right, so a Pioneer basketball team looking to snap a little bit of a slide here as they will win the opening tip. Maya Belton will get it back to Sophie Henry, and we are underway. Glad you could be with us. Brian Staten courtside. Game station engineer is the executive producer of the Pioneer Sports Network. He's Nathan Humber. This will be Walker to Dixon. Will pull up off the dribble for 2, and that's good. Good start for this Pioneer basketball team. Bree, who got off to a little bit of a slow start on Wednesday and struggled with the shooting percentage. Good to see her get that done. A great first half for the Pioneer team overall. This will be Harmon on the drive to the baseline, and the pass will be stolen by Maya Belton. Belton will come up with the steal and get it into the hands of Henry. Quick transition, Jayla Arnwine on the left wing. They guard her rather tight. This will be a pass to Walker, back out to Dixon. This 3 won't go, and the rebound is going to be stolen as Henry gets to the floor. Hudson's on the floor, and she'll win it back for LR. Harmon will have it into the front court on the right side, on the dribble to the right wing. They lob it into the post to Dillinger, back out to the top to Hudson, mishandled it, gets it back to Harmon. Harmon will have it on that right wing. Back out to the top, Hudson. Harmon. Hudson underneath, and got a great screen and a seal. Will lay it up from the right block and put it up and in. LR will come with some pressure. Walker will take it into the front court on the dribble herself. We're tied at 2 here in the early going. Henry will hand it off. This will be Arnwine to the right side to Dixon. Dixon. This pass will be stolen by Hudson, denying Walker. Hudson driving it, shooting it, and scoring it for a 4-2 LR lead on the steal. Hudson going coast to coast. Dixon in the backcourt for the Pioneers. Draws the defense to her. They throw it into the front court for Walker. Walker reversing it to Henry. 2 minutes gone here in the opening quarter. LR leads 4-2. On the top of the key, McClung defending on Henry. Now switching to Arnwine. Now on left side. This will be Dixon. Will drive into the paint. Little floater is short. No good. The rebound still loose. It's on the floor. It'll be tied up, and the arrow will favor the Bears. Tusculum hits the opening shot, and then LR has responded with 4 unanswered. Graham Smith out of Palm Beach Atlantic, graduate in 2008. Second year with LR. Trying to get it turned around following Cameron Seeley, former player at Lenoir-Rhyne, on staff at Belmont Abbey now. Hudson in the paint, puts it up, puts it in. Hudson has 6 straight, and the Bears lead it 6-2 here in the early going. The Tusculum held the Bears to just 48 points the first time they played. Will have to shore up their defense, which has been leaking a little oil. Arnwine, defended by Dillinger, takes off down the lane. Count it 1. Jayla Arnwine on the drive, drawing the contact against Maddie Dillinger. Picks up her first. and the team's first as well. Talked about the Pioneer defense and about what has gone on. But Lenoir-Rhyne became the 20th player in program history to go for 1,000 points with her 20-point performance against Anderson. She's 11 three-pointers away from joining Ashley Oliver and Kendall Baxter as the only Pioneers in school history with more than 200 makes from three-point land. Rhyne knocks down the three-point play, and it's a one-point game. The Pioneers come up with the turnover, however. Dixon forced it. They'll throw it to Rhyne in the corner. They mess up the fast break opportunity. Back out to the top is Belton for a three. No. And the rebound as Walker's trying to get to the basketball, and McClung was shielding her. I guess you could call it a box out, but was doing so pretty aggressively according to the official. So McClung will pick up her first, team foul number 2, after the missed shot by the Pioneers, after forcing the turnover, as they're going to get everything figured out. It's a Pioneer team, again, laboring a bit on their defensive side of things. We talked a little bit about that in our pregame. They've continued to fall in numbers about what they've done. We'll talk about that after this possession. At the top with the basketball is going to be Sophie Henry. Henry, left side to Dixon. Here's Maya Belton. Belton, Dixon, left wing three. Bang! Dixon knocks down the three. Pioneers who have dropped from first to third in the conference field goal percentage defense. They've fallen from third to fourth in scoring defense. They're moving up in offense thanks to plays like that for Bree Dixon. Emily Harmon will go right to the rim, however, and put it up and in. And we're tied at 8. Pioneers beat the press into the front court. Rhyne had an open look from 3. Passes on that. Gets it to Dixon. In and out, no good for 3. Rebound by Lenoir-Rhyne. Belton for 3. That's no good. Long rebound comes out to McClung. McClung racing it into the front court for the Bears. Gets it to Hudson. Gets it to Dillinger. Dillinger is going to be tied up, and the Pioneers will get it back. 6:02 to play here in this opening quarter. In the backcourt, Dixon for Tusculum. Sophie Henry back to Dixon into the front court. They've done a better job handling this press. Just got to have sure passes, if you will. Rhyne bounces it to Walker from the top of the key. Dixon cutting through the paint. They give it to her at the top of the key. She'll drive into the paint. Back it out to Belton for a 3. Bang! Belton gets the 3. The Pioneers lead by 3, 11-8. After they gave up a 6-0 spurt. Top of the key, this will be Harmon. Harmon into the hands of Lancetal. On the top, this will be Dillinger driving down the lane. A reach in. The bucket fell, but it was before the shot, as Alyssa Walker will be whistled for a foul. It'll be her first, team foul number 1. Chloe Warrington will be into the game early for the Pioneers. Good to see Chloe getting back into this swing of things. Brings so much energy. From the left wing, Hartman, watched by Henry. Bouncing it at the top of the key. Passes tip, but makes it into the paint to Dillinger. Watched by Warrington. And the layup off the glass is good. So Dillinger with the bucket. Walker takes it into the front court on the dribble. Stops on a dime. Will get it into the hands of Henry. It's so good to have somebody like Walker be able to handle that and get it into the front court. On the right wing, Henry. Waiting, finding Warrington. Warrington, who hurt LR that first game with some threes, gets an open look here. Back iron is no good. The rebound comes down to Harmon, but it was a great look. 11-10, Tusculum by 1. Bouncing it into the paint. Hudson, and a whistle for a foul coming as Henry came late. She was wide open in the paint. Henry noticed it and came in to provide the assistance and will be whistled for the foul, and we will go to a timeout. We'll take the break and return right after this. 4:22 left in the first quarter. Tusculum 11, Lenoir-Rhyne 10. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Snaps Ferry Road compounds your personalized prescriptions without breaking the bank, Do you know that unlike big
So much
box
of life
stores, you
these
can
days
get your
is rushing
prescriptions
around,
filled in less than
one
10
place
minutes?
to another.
Need
1
delivery?
minute.
Corley's Pharmacy on Snack Ferry Road will deliver your prescriptions anywhere in Greene
No, it's a
County
pretty
for
good
free.
deal we got.
Visit
I will
Corley's
say that.
Pharmacy, located at
I was a little
1004
shocked that
Snacks
Aaron was
Ferry.
kind of the driving force behind it and was just kind of like,
Send you on your way. But the same
wow. I was just stunned. I just,
Are you serious?
I thought we'd kind of turn our
I guess
attention.
just appeal to her.
It's just weird. I mean, it was just, I figured she'd turn her attention to, a more practical vehicle, but wasn't the case. Like, okay.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Work for you. Call me at 423-329-4399 or go to nickhershey.com. Equal housing lender, license 109111.
Welcome back to the Pioneer Sports Network. Pioneer Basketball. Tusculum versus Lenoir-Rhyne. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan.
11-10 Tusculum, who's 4 of 10 from the field. LR hasn't missed a shot, 5 for 5, and Hudson has been a huge focal point for that. Hudson 3 for 3, 6 points. Dillinger and Harmon with the other field goals. Dixon's 2 for 5, Belton's 1 for 3, Tusculum's 2 for 6 from 3. Hudson is at the free throw line for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears as she stands in there. On the year, 71%, knocked them both down, so LR takes the lead back. 12-11 Bears, and they come with that full court pressure. Tusculum's handled it decently, I guess. They've had one turnover, and that really wasn't in the back court. That was in the front court that Hudson went coast to coast after the theft. Arnwine a 3. Bang! Jayla Arnwine. Great starts in each of the last 2 games for Arnwine. She now sits with 6. 14-12 Tusculum. Back and forth we go. Top of the key, McClung handling for LR. Hudson left wing. Dillinger in the paint. Watched by Warrington. Triple team. Passes out of that to Hudson. Gets to the foul line. Had it knocked away by Belton. And then Arnwine tripping over Hudson. Now, I've seen this foul go other ways with a player on the floor. I've seen a block on the player who's laying on the floor. This time, though, it goes against Arnwine for tripping over Hudson. So I think from my perspective, just consistency. What do we call it? Type of a situation. That's the way I look at it. Just, again, that's just my own personal view. And then an illegal screen will be whistled against the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Just into the game has come Hannah Stoll. And I think she was the one that was caught. Yeah. Stoll picks up number 1. And then a timeout, or no, a ball that was knocked out of bounds by the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears, with Tusculum getting it into the front court. Stoll has checked into the contest. Alyssa Wagner has checked into the contest as well for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. From the top of the key, Arnwine, Walker, Arnwine. Watched by Wagner, the substitute. Double team by Stoll, but Arnwine's jumper in the paint is good. Jayla Arnwine. Pioneers have their largest lead of 4, 16-12 here in the first quarter. 3 minutes approaching. Blakely Crooks has also checked in, by the way, for the Bears. Gets a touch, gives it back to Harmon. Stoll at the top of the court, or at the top of the key. On the drive to the right side, going baseline, spinning. Arnwine defending. Jumper baseline is no good. Rebounded by Warrington for the Pioneers. Long pass up ahead for Arnwine. Waiting, finding Belton. Drives down the lane. Floater is good. Maya Belton. Pioneers with their largest lead. From the top with the basketball, this is going to be Harmon. Harmon across the stripe on the left wing at the three-point stripe. Back to the top, now on the right side. This will be Harmon. Harmon on that right wing. No look pass to Hudson in the paint. Spinning on a double team. Back out to Harmon for 3. In and out, no good. And the rebound fought for by Walker, who is knocked out of bounds. Lands on an elbow awkwardly. And we're just going to say it's out on her. Into the contest for the first time is Lexi Patty for Tusculum. Returning is Bree Dixon. As we were told this, but it's happening. We're going to see a few more bodies into this lineup early for Tusculum. 7-0 run for the Pioneers. Pull-up jumper by Wagner is off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Warrington into the hands of Dixon. Dixon, full head of steam into the front court, slings it to Patty, but it goes out of play and a turnover. Dixon a little too fast as Patty had set up in the corner for a three. Other scores, Anderson leads Coker 12-8. Wise leads Limestone 10-7. Wingate is up on LMU 12-8, and it's Newberry leading Carson Newman 11-8. All scores early in the first quarter. They're going to say the pass was tipped, so Tusculum's going to keep possession. Fortunate. Left side front court will be Arnwine. Dixon at the top. Tusculum by 6 on a 7-0 run. The pass deflected and stolen. LR comes up with the steal. Running it into the front court will be Crooks. Crooks will back it out. Top of the key at the three-point stripe. On the left wing is Harmon. And Harmon to the right side, Wagner to Stoll. Stoll inside the paint to Hudson. Double team comes on her. Walks through the double team, passes out to Harmon, sliding to the foul line. Pass is going to be taken by Arnwine, and a steal, but a whistle and a foul. It'll go on Crooks, which will be her first, team foul number 4 on the Bears. 18-12, Tusculum with the lead and the ball back. It'll be Henry into the front court for Patty. Patty will give it back to Henry. A minute to play in the quarter. Left side pass, Lexi Patty bouncing it to the top of the key. This is going to be Dixon. Arnwine back to Dixon. 10 to shoot. Dixon crossover, deflects right to Patty. Warrington sees the clock winding down. Dixon forced to take a deep one. That's off the mark. And a rebound for LR. They run it into the front court with some tempo. Harmon behind the back on the drive. Losing it again. Getting it is Dixon. Getting it to Warrington, who finds Henry. Henry into the front court to Patty. This will be Arnwine. Couldn't save it. A little bit erratic. And back into the game will come Maya Belton and Alyssa Walker. Come in for Arnwine and Warrington. But again, good energy. Yeah, I like the energy given by Warrington when she was out there. Very vocal, especially very early. So 3 turnovers in the last 4 minutes for LR. It's a 7-0 run for the Pioneers, who are on a little bit of a scoring drought. And LR has missed their last 3 shots. They are 5 of 8 from the field after opening 5 for 5. Belton defending McClung on a screen. Hudson. Wagner on the top, driving, had her shot blocked, and then it was deflected out off of Wagner, and a turnover, I guess, as it goes off of her kneecap with 0.5 seconds to play in the quarter. Didn't realize it was that close. We have played 1 quarter of action here from Pioneer Arena. Pioneers back and forth at first quarter on a 7-0 run going to the second. At the end of 1, Tusculum 18, Lenoir-Rhyne 12. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. What's that?
I said, you know what's great?
What's great?
Now I can start buying gas cards for presents. Be easy.
Yeah, maybe you should start doing that, like a monthly gas thing. $40 in gas monthly now for them. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Robert's Furniture and Mattress Gallery in downtown Greenville.
The only thing is $40 wouldn't get him out of the driveway these days.
It was Gabby, she went with me. She did all this. She kind of was real practical about it. She was like, oh, I like the Rogue and I like the Passat. I like that. Connor never went. Then we bring the Jeep back and he's like, oh, this isn't my car. This is Gabby's car, blah, 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 blah. I was like, actually, it's your mom and dad's car. We're just going to let you drive it.
If you go anywhere, it's your car.
Yeah.
This is Tusculum versus Lenoir-Rhyne on the Pioneer Sports Network. Your home for Pioneer basketball with the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan.
18-12 as we get set to start the second quarter. Tusculum shooting 50%. LR 5 of 8 looks great, 63%, but they haven't scored in about 4.5 minutes. Tusculum hasn't scored in 2.5 minutes. Now we've had these droughts. We don't need to have them anymore. Tusculum is on a 7-0 run. And led by Jayla Arnwine's 8 first quarter points. Hudson, 8 first quarter points for LR. She's doubled. And a whistle immediately to start this second quarter goes on Maya Belton, a little aggressive with her first foul. Team foul number 1 against the Pioneers. So Stoll is out there with McClung, Wagner, Hudson, and Crooks. So Harmon out of the game. She struggled with the turnover bug late in that first quarter. We'll be back out, I'm sure, very soon. Stoll, left side, McClung, a three. Back iron is no good. A weird long rebound goes all the way out to Stoll. And I say weird because it was deflected. It hit the floor. It bounced around. 1 second to shoot. Hudson's shot is too strong, and the weak side rebound by Patty of Tusculum. Tusculum needs a bucket this possession. They get the stop. They play good defense. They need to get a bucket and finish with a bucket. Maybe going to the rim here. Something. Belton will take a 2-point jumper off the dribble. It rims out no good. The rebound comes all the way out to McClung. She'll race it into the front court. McClung across the midcourt stripe. On the top of the key, to the right side, watched by Henry. She stays on the dribble. Here's Hudson at the top at the three-point stripe. Stoll on the left wing. And a whistle. Do we get a foul? Oh, we got a foul on Dixon. Dixon with her first, team second. Under 9 to play first half. McClung inbounds it. Here's Crooks. Top, bouncing it to Hudson. Working against Walker. Shot missed, short. And the rebound, Walker tips it. Bodies were on the floor everywhere. Dixon driving it to the rim will draw a foul. Dixon very aggressive on that drive and that take. And will draw the foul against Stoll, which will be her second and the team's first of the second quarter. Jayla Arnwine back into the game. Rogers is into the game for the Pioneers. She was part of that rebound melee that happened. She was tripped up underneath the bucket when Hudson went to the floor, and then Rogers tripped over her. Again, lots of times I've seen that called a foul. But as a matter of fact, every game this year I've seen that called. Dixon makes both. 20-12 Tusculum. They have their largest lead, and they have ended a 3-minute drought of scoring from the first quarter to now. The Bears have missed 6 straight shots. They're 5 for 11 from the field after opening 5 for 5. Cross the stripe into the front court. McClung will get it to Hudson. Into the contest has come Tilda Lindstrom, and I'm impressed with this freshman at 6 foot. Plays really, really hard. Little runner here by McClung is off the mark and no good. Rebounded by the Pioneers. That's 7 straight misses for the Bears. Rogers from the top of the key hands it off to Belton, hands it off to Dixon, and Dixon will be fouled by Hudson as they tried that little weave interchange. And LR very aggressive defensively as Hudson will pick up her first foul, team foul number 2. It's a non-shooting foul. And it's the MO on LR. They play hard, period. Crash the glass, go after loose balls on the floor, and defend you aggressively. 20-12, Tusculum by 8. Pass left side is Maya Belton to Dixon at the top. On the right side, Dixon back to Arnwine. Arnwine slipping it down low to Walker. Her shot hits the bottom of the backboard. She tries to save it, does, but McClung will pick it up. This pass deflected and stolen by the Pioneers. Pass up ahead for Belton. Layup attempt is good. 22-12, Tusculum by 10. And their defense really getting them back into it, forcing turnovers. 8 turnovers on the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears here early. Right side front court, McClung. Back into the game is Dillinger. Down low, Harmon. Her layup attempt is good. She got lost in translation somehow and was wide open underneath. And it ends a very long drought, 5 minutes for the Bears. Arnwine a 3. Bang! (25-14) Tusculum. Across the stripe will be McClung. Tusculum 50% from the field. McClung, or should say Harmon, a 3 is good. Answering the 3 by Arnwine. And a long pass into the front court, Arnwine. Driving it on Dillinger, giving it up to Belton in the paint. Jumpers good, Maya Belton. Arnwine has played like a different player. Gone through a little tough stretch. And despite taking some losses, Ardwine has been really, really good. Top of the key, LR. McClung, left side is Harmon. Lobbing it, Dillinger, backing her way in. Off the glass, is fouled and is at the line to shoot a pair. The foul will go on Walker, which will be her second. And team foul number 3 on Tusculum. Back into the game will come Henry for the Pioneers. We'll see if that'll prompt a substitution with Walker picking up her second. Dillinger will go to the free throw line. And knocking home her first. Dillinger 76% at the stripe on the season. For a team shooting 76% as at the stripe as a team, that's really, really good. Made them both. So here comes Warrington in for Walker, who has those 2 fouls. Tusculum leading 27-19. Into the front court, Jayla Arnwine. Arnwine already with 11. She had 20 on Wednesday, but only had 4 in the second half. Henry on the top. Belton on the left side. Warrington on the left on a curl screen. Warrington back to Belton. Into Dixon. Driving it on Lindstrom. Count it, one. Off the glass. Got the finish. And got Lindstrom on the contact. It'll be her first. Team foul number 3 on the Bears. And Bree Dixon exploding as well. Can be at times erratic, but wow, really impressive on that finish. Lexi Patty will be into the contest. So at the free throw line, Dixon knocks down the three-point play. Press by the Pioneers. Will they force a turnover? They do. Arnwine comes up with the steal. And then the pass is deflected and right back to Lindstrom. And then the pass is deflected by Henry right to Patty, who pulls the trigger for 2, and it's good. Lexi Patty. And a timeout asked for by the Bears. We'll take that break as well and return in 1 minute. 5:47 to play here in this opening half. It's Tusculum 32 and Lenoir-Rhyne 19. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Now we have to get through the third quarter curse.
Yeah, it's like, do I bring it up or do I just leave it alone?
Leave it alone because I've already said it and I probably screwed it up.
Yeah, it ain't pretty. That third quarter, I don't like it.
Nope.
Your sign of success. Hometown Realty of Greenville.
It's the sign of success.
I love Greene County. This is my home, where I was born and raised. I went to school here, played.
What's the verdict in the Pathfinder? You get to keep it?
Well, I mean, I don't have any choice.
How fixable? What did they tell you?
It's not fixable. It is a non-fixable issue.
But it still works.
It's not fixable because it would cost more than the car's worth. It'd cost $6,500 to fix it.
Oh.
So that's the only reason we went and got another car.
Basketball and the Pioneer Sports
So we'll drive it till it absolutely dies.
Tusculum versus Lenoir-Rhyne. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan.
32-19, Tusculum out of the LR timeout. Tusculum leading and have outscored LR here in the second quarter 14-7, which is amazing in its own right. Tusculum on the year has been outscored in the second quarter 341-283. They've come up with another steal. Harmon has given it up for the Bears as Henry comes up with the steal. She'll race it into the front court. Warrington will give it up to Dixon. Left side, Arnwine. Warrington. Arnwine, 3, short. Dixon, rebound, shoots, overshoots the layup. Belton there to finish. Following is Maya Belton, and the Pioneers have their largest lead, 34-19. Across the stripe into the front court will be Harmon for the Bears. Tusculum continuing this trend they had in the first quarter of 7-0 runs. Tusculum has hit 6 of their last 8 shots. Lindstrom. Dillinger. Into the contest has come Lancedolt back in. Pull-up jumper by Harmon, in and out, no good, and the rebound snatched out of the air by Belton. Gets it to Warrington, and Warrington will give it up to Henry, who will take it into the front court herself. 34-19 Tusculum. After LR started the game 5 for 5, they've hit 2 for 10. Warrington, bang! Such a threat on the outside. 37-19 Tusculum. Harmon across the stripe. Watched by Henry. Gets a screen from Dillinger. Mishandled it, got it back. Over to Lindstrom, into the paint for Dillinger. Triple teamed and is fouled. There were 3 players there, Dixon, Warrington, and Belton. And the foul will go on Warrington. Warrington will pick up her first, team foul number 4, and it'll send Dillinger back to the free throw line. It's a 10-0 run for Tusculum. And Dillinger trying to end the drought of just over 2 minutes without a point. 3 turnovers in that stretch. And Dillinger knocks down the first free throw. Under 4 remaining, first half. Hudson also back into the game for LR. And 2 made by Dillinger, who's 4 for 4 at the free throw line. 37-21, Tusculum. Henry at the top of the key. Trap is coming, passes out of that. Warrington slings it out to Dixon, open 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound, battled for, won by Warrington as 2 Bears, some friendly fire there, mishandling it. So Tusculum gets a second chance. On the right side is Warrington. Arnwine on the left wing. Warrington, 3. This one is no good. Rebound is tipped by Patty, controlled by the Bears. Here's Hudson, who will take it into the front court. Tusculum is chasing her into the front court. Now she's doubled, gives it up to Harmon. Harmon at the top of the key on the dribble. 3:10 to play in the first half. Tusculum leads 37-21. Harmon for a 2 off the dribble. Back iron is no good. Rebound taken by Arnwine of the Pioneers. Arnwine racing it into the front court. Patty. Baseline 2 is no good. Arnwine rebound. Put back. Good. Jayla Arnwine. She just shrugged her shoulders like, oh, of course I'm supposed to do that. 39-21 Tusculum. Harmon with it into the front court. 2:40 to the half. From the top of the key. Hudson, left side, Harmon, Dillinger, ball goes off her face, wasn't ready for the pass, and is trying to wipe away some tears. That ball hit her right in the nose. Right side, Warrington, driving it down the lane. A little awkward looks Warrington doing it, but it's almost effective, missing the shot. Harmon with it, running it into the front court. Little look away for Hudson, who then has it deflected. It goes out to Lansettle. Then Harmon, Hudson on the floor. Hudson still with it on the floor. Pioneers rip it away. That's Henry. Very aggressive sequence. No call. We play on. Here comes Patty into the front court. Finding Dixon. Back to Warrington. 4-3. Bang! Just the energy Warrington is bringing. Quite impressive. 42-21. All Tusculum. Let's bottle some of this. Let's bottle some of it. It's been impressive. Harmon across the stripe for the Bears. Hands it off to Lansettle. On the right side, Dillinger appears to have recovered after that deflected ball off of her face. And then a whistle on we'd had that last sequence where people were all over the place, and then Dixon lays hands on and is whistled for her second foul. Team foul number 5, and it's 2 shots at the free throw line for Hudson. I'm not a fan with as aggressive as it was just moments ago. So 2 shots for Hudson. We've been saying that. The officials are just getting it together. Hudson has figured it out. She's been standing at the free throw line during the whole process. Well, Tusculum had one of their best shooting halves Wednesday against Anderson. They are equaling that here so far today, 52% here in the first half, and you want to be cautiously optimistic, but they've outscored the Bears 24-9 here in the second quarter. Well, now 24-10 as Hudson goes back for her second, and that one is good. I mean, you want to be, you want to just light it up, right? But you got to be cautious. Into the contest for the Pioneers is going to come Natalie Crook. So Crook will be into the contest right now. And, Coach Price said, I am going to go to the bench today. Natalie Crook is checking in. Pioneer basketball. Lexi Patty from the foul line. Step back two-pointer from 18 feet. Rims off. No good. After it just kind of hung there on the rim. Rebounded by Hudson. Under a minute to play in the half. A half in which Tusculum is led by 21. On the right side, McClung. Back to the top is Hudson. Back to the left side, this will be Harmon. Into the paint, Dillinger. She's going to be doubled, tied up. And the jump ball arrow to Tusculum as Maya Belton reaches in and just rips the ball away from Dillinger. 45 seconds to play. Crook will take it into the front court for the Pioneers. Top of the key, pass on to the left side. Warrington, deep three. No. And the rebound to LR. We wanted to run a little bit of the set, but you got to go 2 for 1 there, so maybe the Pioneers get the ball back. Hudson driving and scoring. Hudson in the paint is a tough opposition to stop. So the Pioneers do get it back, but they also allowed a point. So can the Pioneers score here to close out the end of the half? Lexi Patty, 8 to shoot. Into the corner is Belton. Bang! 2 seconds, 1 second. McClung, good if it goes. It will not. And that will end the first half. An extremely impressive first half for the Pioneers and one of their highest scoring outputs of the season in a half and shoot 50% in the process. Coming up here at the half, we'll get our men's basketball game scouts. That'll be coming up with one of our assistant coaches, our first half stats and scores around the league. That's when we return with more after this. Here at half, it's Tusculum 45. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 25. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Yeah.
We win if we go to the fourth quarter leading by at least 33.
That's brave.
Thank you.
Be right back.
Okay.
Keeps your engine running at peak performance. After all, Marathon is an American-owned company and is certified for providing the highest level of fuel. See the red, white, and blue difference at Marathon Quick Stop. Run in when you run out.
Gateway Ford and Gateway Nissan in Greenville is celebrating the Lawson family 50th year in the car business, serving Greene County and all of East Tennessee with the finest new and used cars and service that is second to none. We win the People's Choice Award every year as the best new car dealer, and the reason is clear. Great deals on everything from the all-new Ford Bronco to the hot-selling Nissan Rogue. Come see for yourself why Gateway Ford and Gateway Nissan is the People's Choice. Highway 11E in Greenville and online at gatewaydeal.com.
struggled a little bit since the last time we played them. They've got some pieces who are really dangerous.
Yeah.
They've got some players who can score it at all 5 positions, so we're going to have to take care of our jobs and assignments today.
And I think that's the thing about what Coach Sullivan does. He had some really good ones in Simmons and R.J. Gunn over the last couple of years, and then he's kind of had to retool
it well. Also rebounds it really well for a guard. So to have someone like that leading the point with a shooter like Kangu, and Nas Tyson running the wings for him, they can cause some matchup problems for us.
It's that Division I. You never know sure what you're going to get all the time, and I think for LR, they do know. For some reason, they know what they're going to get out of their guys, and I think it's a chemistry thing. So let's get set to start this second half, shall we? A great first half for the Pioneers. And the Bears will have the basketball to start. McClung, Lancidel, Hudson, Harmon, Dillinger to start this second half for LR. In the paint is Hudson, rejected by Belton. Nope, fouled by Belton, leading this team in block shots this year. And so Belton will be whistled for her second. They are doubling on Hudson when she touches it in the paint. It's been a good game plan. We'll see if LR adjusts to it. It looks as if they don't care that she's doubled. They're going to continue to throw it to her, and we haven't slowed her down a whole lot. That's her 13th point, her 5th made free throw on 5 attempts, and she is 4 of 6 from the field. She'll make the first, and her second is no good. The first miss of a free throw in the game by either team. Pioneers rebound it and take it into the front court. Dixon out there with Belton, Alyssa Walker, Henry, and Arnwine. Dixon, Walker, a three. No. Rebounded by Harmon. And LR with the basketball into the front court. Comes Harmon on the right wing, is watched by Henry. Good take by Walker. Doesn't take many shots. Probably should take more. From the top, Lancidel. Onto the left side. This will be McClung blocked. A block by Belton, who got a piece of it. And then Dixon, as she grabbed the rebound, spinning, stepped out of bounds. So gives it right back to the Bears. But Belton gets her first block of the game. On the inbound, this is going to be Dillinger at the top of the key. Hudson underneath, comes clear on a screen. They're too far from the bucket. So back out to McClung. Back it out near the midcourt stripe. This is going to be Harmon on a screen. Now picked up by Dixon. Driving. Laying it up off the glass. That's no good. The rebound comes down to Belton for the Pioneers. Tusculum gets a stop. Leading 45-26 into the front court. All right, they had a 4-point lead at the half against Anderson. It became 6 immediately. And let's just bring up the pass because, there's no hiding it. Tusculum gave up then a 33-0 run. Didn't score for 12 minutes. Dixon still can't end that or get the first points of the second half, but Walker battles for a second chance, and it's into the paint for Belton. Back out onto the right wing is Dixon. Dixon will drive right to the rim and had it blocked, apparently, as Lancidel recovered. And a quick timeout by Tusculum. So we'll take the timeout, and we'll be back in 1 minute here from Pioneer Arena. 8:19 to play here in this third quarter. Tusculum 45, Lenoir-Rhyne 26. Pioneer basketball continues on the Pioneer Sports Network. So 45-26, Tusculum out of the timeout. Dixon, layup, good. Well, we won't have that hopeful drought. Now, we did start. Dixon hit the three to start that jumper to start that second half against Anderson. Do they force a turnover? Dillinger, yes. She couldn't save it, tried to. Pioneers force that, and they come right out of this timeout with all sorts of pressure and a great inbound play. What a great and a well-designed play to get Dixon an easy layup. If you're part of the sports world and you are just waking up or you're just kind of looking at your phone, Tom Brady has decided to retire today. That's kind of a landmark occasion. 7 rings, pretty good career. Arnwine down the lane, off the glass, banked it in. Jayla Arnwine with the dribble drive. And those layups that didn't go early in this month for Arnwine and Belton, they're going here over the last couple of games. Right side front court, this will be Emily Harmon. And trust me, nobody more disappointed about it than the players themselves. Took ownership to some poor shooting, and they have been working at it. 3-ball here by Dillinger, rims no good. Worst three-point shooting team in the league. And took and settled a 3 there. Dixon down the lane, Walker. And what are they going to call? They make a 3, and they blew the whistle for something. Were they in the restricted? The foul goes on McClung for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. It was a late whistle. And I didn't quite understand it. Another inbound play for Dixon. Lays it up, banks it in. Bree Dixon with another jumper. 51-26, all Pioneers. Dillinger with it into the front court. Tusculum a 6-1 run to start the second half. We're going to reset the shot clock. Sometimes it gets stuck. Warrington going to get set to check in. Tusculum's a 6-0 run. After an 0-for-3 start this half, they're 3-for-3. The Bears haven't scored in almost 3 minutes, meanwhile. And the Pioneers enjoying fun times here at home, which have not been fun all season long here at home. I'll say that. It hasn't necessarily been that too. The funnest here at home. Just 2 wins on the year at home. So we've got the shot clock set. Into the game has come Warrington early. I'm a fan of that move. I've been a big fan. I've been asking for it. Hudson puts one up off the glass, banks it in. Went right at Warrington. May gives up a little bit defensively, but just the energy, the passion, the vocal leadership. And you're going to expect that out of a graduate student. Into the front court with the basketball. This will be Sophie Henry. Henry on the top of the key, surveying. Backdoor look for Arnwine. Stops and is fouled by McClung, who couldn't get stopped fast enough. As Arnwine beat her back door. And a great pass by Henry. You might want to have a little bit more zip on the pass. Is the only thing you could ask for anymore to give Arnwine a look right away. But, hey, listen. I'm happy with it. Arnwine knocks down a free throw as well. Good start for this Pioneer offense after a 0-for-3 start. Call a timeout, get things settled down, run a beautiful set play on the inbound. And then the Pioneers have responded, and they lead the game 53-28. Hudson, skip pass, Harmon, left side front court, driving it into the middle of the floor, now to the right side. Harmon had her struggles with the handling of the basketball in the first half with those 5 turnovers, but, man, I don't care. She's electric as an offensive player. Top of the key, Dillinger, Lancettle, right side. This is Harmon in the lane. Kick out to McClung for a 3 is good. So McClung knocks down the second 3 of the game for the Bears, and it's 53-31 Tusculum. Tusculum 3 for 6 this half. They've made 3 straight. Henry to the right side is Belton. Belton driving it, kicking it to Henry. They sag off of her. She dribbles it to the left side. Warrington with Hudson defending her. Now Arnwine with some daylight in the lane. Takes advantage, drives it, shoots it, scores it. McClung quickly into the front court for the Bears. 55-31 Tusculum. On the right side, this will be Harmon. Harmon on the right wing at the 3-point stripe. We'll hand it off. This will be McClung. McClung on a screen, now picked up by Belton, who's already blocked one of her 3s. Lancettle, top of the key. To the elbow, right side is Dillinger. Dillinger. This will be Hudson, 3 to shoot. Harmon sees it, drives it, floats it, missed it, rebounded by Belton and Walker. Walker will get it, and the Pioneers have it. This will be Henry racing it into the front court, around Harmon, into the corner. To the top is Walker. Walker drives it down, kicks it out to Henry, who stepped out of bounds. You know what? It's the best energy. Timeout on the floor. We'll take the break. 4:51 to play in the third. It's Tusculum 55, Lenoir-Rhyne 31. Pioneer 55-31, Tusculum, 51% from the field. LR shooting 43%. Their problem is they've turned it over 14 times, or make that now 15 times, sorry. They have the basketball right now. Brian Staten, game station engineer, Nathan Humbert. Glad you could be with us on this Pioneer Saturday. Natalie Crook has checked into the game for Tusculum, who goes zone along with Jordan Rogers. Into the paint, this will be Hudson. Great spin move and put it up and in. She's going to be really, really good. Junior out of Kankakee Community College. Rogers on the right side, stops on a dime, skips it to Arnwine on the left wing, back to Rogers. Rogers driving it, up off the glass, rims off, no good. Rebound taken by Dillinger, hounded by Warrington, who then retreats and plays defense. 55-33, Tusculum. Dillinger on the right wing, bouncing it to Hudson. Driving it on Dixon. Oh, wow, count it, one. Just kind of threw it up there when she felt the contact and is going to draw the third foul on Bree, and that'll be team foul number 2 on Tusculum. So Henry is into the contest. Dixon has her third with 3:52 to play. Hudson shooting for the and one. And again, they've shot the ball great. They're 12 of 25. Tusculum has 17 more attempts from the floor than LR. That's a bunch and a half. Tusculum 4 of 8 this half. Need a bucket here, I think, on this possession just to continue the good feelings. A 55-36 lead. Dixon, Warrington, Rogers. Rogers driving in the lane, off the glass is no good, and the rebound by Harmon. Tough take by Rogers that time. Harmon gets the rebound. Big moment here for LR, I think. At the top of the key, to the left side, Stoll. Stoll, skip pass right side to Harmon. Harmon in the corner, bouncing it Crooks to Hudson, who's been red hot. Now Walker drives it, and a blocking foul that's going to go against Jayla Arnwine. So Arnwine will pick up her second, team foul number 3. Arnwine already with 19, coming off a 20-point game Wednesday in which she became the 20th player in school history for 1,000 points. Hudson has 20 for LR on 7 of 9 from the field. We just don't have an answer for her. So into the contest, Alyssa Walker, Lexi Patty, and Maya Belton back in, giving Dixon a breather needed, plus Arnwine and Warrington. Harmon has it. To the top, Walker, bouncing it to Crooks on the right base, on the right elbow. Walker on the right side, watched by Walker. Stoll, and Belton knocks it away from Crooks. In the paint, I got Crooks, and I got Crook playing this game, right? Crook is out. Inbound play for the Bears, who have hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Crooks missing in close, rebounded by Belton. And getting it to Dixon, who's still out there with those 3 fouls. I thought she was one that came out. I missed it. I don't know what happened. 55-36, Tusculum. Got to score. I think got to have points this possession. Walker at the top of the key for the Pioneers. Here's Dixon. Fakes a 3. Takes off. Down the lane is held. Was she shooting? The foul goes on Hudson. I don't think she was shooting. Team second. Oh, wow, they're going to give her 2 free throws. Okay. So Dixon goes to the free throw line for the Pioneers. 71% for her Pioneer career at the stripe. Missing on the first. Honorable mention all conference for her. Last year averaged 10.5 points per contest. Had her first double-double against Queens. Knocking down the second. So we got points out of the possession. Now can we get a stop? Get some more momentum. Maybe force a turnover would be nice in the backcourt. Harmon will race it into the front court on the dribble. Double team comes. She passes out of that to Hudson. Hudson straddling the three-point line. Kicks it back to Harmon. Harmon between the rings, center of the floor for the Bears. 10 to shoot. Stoll back to Harmon. Harmon surveying. Henry stays in front of her. Knocked it away. Yeah, Henry gets the steal. Harmon mishandling it. Long pass up to Patty. Drives it on Crooks. Draws the foul. Lexi Patty goes crashing into the pad. Harmon wanted a foul at the other end, but she mishandled the dribble when she kind of dribbled it off of her toe And Henry got the tip away. Crooks will be whistled for her second foul, team's third, and it will send Patty to the free throw line. 5 starts this season where she averaged 8 points per game in those starts. And at the free throw line for the Maryville, Tennessee Heritage product, 82%. Missing the second. I jinxed her. I jinxed Bree on the last one. That's on me. Under 2 minutes to play, third quarter. Tusculum leads 57-36. Bears basketball as they'll take it across the stripe. On the top of the key, Crooks. Right side is Harmon. Bouncing it, Hudson gets rid of it. Driving it, rejection by Dixon. Loose ball picked up by Hudson. Traveled, is blocked by Belton. Oh, she got away with steps, one. And then it definitely looked as if Belton got the block, but she did. The problem was Bree Dixon fouled her, which is her 4th. And the 4th on the team. So Hudson will go to the stripe and shoot 2. Definitely thought Hudson traveled. She was trying to time her steps out, double team. So that definitely was missed. Hudson at the stripe, cashing in on the first of 2 free throws. Second attempt, that one's also good. Bears have been real good at the free throw line. They're 11 for 12. Tusculum, or I should say 12 of 13. Tusculum is 8 of 10. Tusculum ball into the front court. Patty, Walker, Henry. A minute 20 to play in the third. Tusculum holding a 19-point lead. At the top, to the right side. This will be Patty. 10 to shoot. Walker. Back to Patty. Pull up from the elbow. Good from the left side. 15-footer by Lexi Patty. Got to have somebody to be able to make that shot consistently. Patty has done it twice in this game. 2 for 3 from that spot on the floor. Right side, Stoll. Baseline jumper. This one no good. Weak side rebound taken by Arnwine, who takes it into the front court. Passing up to Belton in the paint. Rims off no good, and the rebound comes down to the Bears. Wagner to Harmon will pull up from the foul line. Miss it short, no good, and the rebound taken by Walker of Tusculum. So 5 seconds on the game clock and shot clock difference. And the Pioneers will slow it up here, leading by 21, which was their lead at half, or they had a 20-point lead at the half. Patty is blocked, this time by Crooks. Stoll has it. Hudson changes direction, drives it to the rim and in. Good take by Hudson, who has been unstoppable. 6 seconds. Henry, Arnwine, Patty at the buzzer. Bang! End of 3. Tusculum 62, Lenoir-Rhyne 40. Pioneer basketball continues here from Pioneer Arena on the Pioneer Sports Network.
You can take total control of your electric bill and account by simply downloading the Greenville Line and Power Smart Hub app. This feature allows you to pay your bill, view your payment history, view your usage history, and receive email and text alerts, and report outages all from your smartphone. To find out more, call Greenville Line and Power System at 636-6200 or visit the website and click on the Smart Hub icon. Greenville Light and Power, your trusted energy advisor.
Have you ever wondered why Corley's Pharmacy has been voted the People's Choice Pharmacy for over 15 years? Corley's Pharmacy has trained professionals behind the counter that you already know and trust. At Corley's Pharmacy, you're more than just a patient.
Carson Newman leading Newberry 60-36. Elsewhere in the league, it is Wingate leading LMU 57-46. Wise leads Limestone 50-45. Here at 62-40, Hudson leads everybody with 24. Arnwine steps through the lane, and they're going to call a foul, or they're going to call a walk. I think they got a walk. Yeah, I agree with it. I'm for it because they missed Hudson's earlier. They were going to call a foul, but they got the travel. They missed that travel on Hudson in that third quarter. 19 for Arnwine, though. 15 for Dixon, 14 for Belton. A whistle for a foul on Arnwine as Crooks went to the floor. Arnwine's going to have her third. She didn't like the call any. First against the Pioneers here in the fourth. They've actually said that's Arnwine's second. On the inbound, this is Stoll in the backcourt. It's only 2 on Arnwine. McClung back on the floor being chased by Henry. Henry's played well, just been steady. You know, Henry's just steady. Has she attempted a shot today? No, not even attempted a shot. Has 4 assists. Left side front court, Crooks to the baseline. 3 ball by Walker, rims off no good. Rebounded by the Pioneers' Arnwine. So Tusculum has the basketball. They didn't see Walker, who had beaten Hudson down the floor. 62-40 Tusculum in the fourth quarter. Top of the key. Belton driving it on Crooks, spinning, shooting, getting the bucket to fall. Good take by Belton. Belton has been a spot-up set shooter her whole career here at Tusculum, and this year we're asking her to create. It was slow to start, and it was actually pretty good to start, but then she kind of couldn't finish middle of this season, and now starting here over the last couple of games. Hudson forces one up. Good defense by Walker this time, who also gets the rebound. Gets it to Patty, who takes it into the front court for the Pioneers. Right side 3. In and out, no good. Rebound tipped. Walker, has it. Arnwine a 3. No. Rebound Hudson for the Bears. 64-40 Tusculum. Stoll 3 is good. Knocked down the 3. Walked right up to that three-point line and took it. Timeout asked for by the Bears, and we'll take it as well. We're back in a minute here to Pioneer Arena with 8:08 to play in the fourth. Tusculum 64, Lenoir-Rhyne 43. Haven't gone. 4 here in the second half, I think, from 3. 1 for 4. Pioneers have Henry out there with Dixon. Maya J. Eubanks into the contest with Belton and Arnwine. Dixon from the top, clearing out. Backdoor look for Arnwine. Layup is good. Jayla Arnwine. Lindstrom into the contest for the Bears. Will lob it into the front court at the foul line. This will be Wagner who gets it back to McClung. 66-43 Tusculum. Lindstrom, Stoll, Hudson. Back out McClung. Will try a 3. No, it's a 2. Just a 2. 66-43. She was on the line when she grabbed that loose ball somewhat. It kind of went away from her. 66-45. I didn't say it. Eubanks back out to the top on the left side. This is going to be Dixon. Fakes the pass, drives into the lane, and missed the shot in close. Rebound taken by Hudson. McClung across the stripe into the front court on the dribble, top of the key. To the right side with the basketball, this is going to be Stoll. Driving baseline, bouncing it, 3-ball by McClung, same spot. This one is no good, but gets her own miss. And then a whistle for a foul. Arnwine definitely has her third. Arnwine, 11 three-pointers away from joining Ashley Oliver and Kendall Baxter as the only players in school history with over 200 career threes. Has 2 made today and now has over 20 points once again. Arnwine, who leads the league in minutes played, has played 30 or more minutes in all but one game this year. Bears firing a 3. This one no good. Weak side rebound is tipped and a whistle for a foul on the Pioneers again. This foul goes on Henry, will be her second. The Bears will inbound. Down 66-45. Tusculum on that bit of a run, but haven't really been able to pull away. They get up to about 23, 24 points, and the Bears will make enough shots to kind of get back into it. Tusculum is 8 of 18 for the half. They're just 2 for 5 this quarter. Dillinger comes back into the game for the Bears. Inbound situation, LR. Left side is Wagner. Wagner, Lindstrom. To the right side, Stoll. Lindstrom, she'll try a 3. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Dixon for the Pioneers into the hands of Henry. Dixon across the stripe for Tusculum. Henry to the right wing, hands it off to Belton, gives it back to Dixon with 6 minutes to play in the fourth. Skip pass, right side, Henry. Driving, baseline, back out, Dixon, 3-ball. Bang! Dixon with 18. Arnwine with 21. Belton with 16. And that's your big 3. With big minutes, but rested minutes here today. That looks pretty good. McClung in the paint. Jumper is no good. Rebound, Belton. McClung tried to finish on an awkward reverse after she got free from Arnwine, who kind of let her go, and then couldn't finish. Again, it wasn't an easy finish. Pioneers, top of the key. Belton, bouncing it, Dixon. Belton a 3. Bang! 72-45, Tusculum. 5 minutes to play in the game. They've hit 2 threes, 6-0 spurt. Bears have gone 0 for their last 4. Belton's on the floor trying to get the basketball, and did, but then she was tied up. So we'll give it back to the Bears, or actually the Bears will keep possession. Getting the Bears in sole possession of 8th place right now. This Pioneer team enjoying one of their best offensive games since all year. I mean, is that too much to ask? We had a great first half against Wingate, against Anderson, but an overall game, Newberry was pretty good. 3 by Stoll is good. Hannah Stoll has knocked down another 3. Out of Benedict College, the transfer from there in the Columbia, South Carolina area. A Conover, what was that, Newton, North Carolina? Yeah. Dixon, watched by Walker. And put up a tough shot. That's no good. Tried to go 1-on-1 and really was forced into a tough one. Sometimes they go, sometimes they don't. That one didn't. Left side front court for the Bears. Lindstrom, 72-48 Tusculum. They held the Bears to 49 points the last time they played them. I doubt that'll happen this game. Stoll, back out McClung. McClung, Stoll on the left wing. McClung a 3, deep, short, and rebounded by Eubanks. So the Pioneers are going to get a timeout here. And you know what? We're going to take it as well. It'll be a full break from Pioneer Arena. 3:39 to play in the game. It's Tusculum 72. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 48. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. (72-48), Tusculum out of the timeout. Actually, I said 49. It was 48 the last time these teams played. It was 58-48 Tusculum in Hickory. The Saturday before Christmas. Arnwine with 8 made shots. Her and Dixon each have 8. Arnwine right now with 4 seconds to shoot. Little scoop shot at the rim. Surprised it didn't go. She rebound, tips it, gets it back, puts it up. A lot of contact. No call. We play on. New faces, new players on the floor for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. One of them being Tatum McBride, who has it now and takes it into the front court, is out there with Dillinger. Josie, I'm going to say it wrong. I would say Heise, but it's probably just Heise. Foul is going to go on Arnwine here. Arnwine picking up number 4, team foul number 4. Dillinger will be at the free throw line for the Bears. Free throw is good. Dillinger's been really good at the stripe. 5 for 5. 5 of her 7 points from the stripe in the game. Missing. That's my bad. That's on me. Mallory Sherrill is also into the game, a junior from Statesville. 72-49 for the Pioneers during this 9-game winning streak. 7 times they've held the Bears under 60. 4 times they've held them under 50. Dixon a 3. No. Rebound, LR. Bears with it into the front court. On the right side, to the top. This will be Sherrill. Left side, McBride. Dillinger in the paint. Little step through around. Dixon is no good. Walker grabs the rebound into the hands of Patty with 2:10 to play. We've gone to the bench. We've had a great rotation. Some have come in and been good. Others have come in and been magical. Others have come in and been steady. Dixon for 3 is good. Bree Dixon has gone for over 20. She has 21. Arnwine has 21. And when those two go over 20, I'd say we're hard-pressed to ever get beat. It equals her season best of 21 that she had in her first game against Newberry back on December 15th. Dillinger in the paint. Inside, outside. This will be Sherrill for 2. It's no good. Patty with the rebound. 90 seconds left. Into the front court. This will be Sophie Henry. Henry, who has Arnwine. Patty, Dixon, Arnwine. Bang. She has 3 threes. Needs 8 more for 200 for her career. She has a 24-point game going, a season best. And the last 2 games has been phenomenal. 78-49 Tusculum with a minute to play. McBride. Heise. 3 ball. McBride is good. 78-52 Tusculum. Sometimes you need games like this. Feel some confidence brewing, especially with Carson Newman on the horizon on Wednesday. Yeah, that team down the road. out west, as Coach Burton would call. Dixon mishandling the dribble and turned over. Sherrill will come up with it. McBride has it. Under 30 seconds to play in the game. Wagner going baseline on Wagner, and then fading for two is no good. Patty with a weak side rebound for the Pioneers. 15 seconds to play, and that's going to do it. Pioneers are going to get their 10th straight win against the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears and get the season sweep for the Pioneers as well, who haven't lost to LR since the 2017 season. And they end the home losing skid in a big way from some big momentum from big-time players.